Well, hello there, stranger. Today we're moved on to page 41 from the late, great Ted Greene's Chord Chemistry. You can get the book right here in the card above or link in the description. We're section 9 still, part A, B, because we're moving along here. We are moving to dominant ninths, 1, 3, flat 7, and 9, and we're going to start right now. Position number 9, we have the flat 7, the 3, the 5, and the 9 on the top. We could use the 5 up here again, or the 3 or the 5 on the top with those circle tones, which actually give us other alternatives in each position. I will leave those for your investigations. What I'm going to do is just get through the dotted tones and play the core pieces of each chord. A9, position number 5. So we're using the 9 in the bass, the 5, the flat 7, and the 3. So it's the dominant 9th chord with the 9 in the bass. All right, position number 9. Let's jump up here with the 3 in the bass, with the flat 7, the 9, the 5, and then we'll call it the root note, and then the 3 on top. All right, E9, back at position number 6. We're on 5. We have the 5, the 9, and the bass, and the next voice up, and then the 3, and then the flat 7 again. Just tonicizing the root note in each one of these voicings is super important. A9, position number 4, 3, flat 7, 9, and the 5. The next shape we're looking at, position number 6, we have the 5, the 9, the 3, the flat 7, and E9. Let's take a look at E9. We're starting on position number 7, so we have the, let's see, the 9, the 5, the flat 7, and the 3. Good. A9 in the position number 9. We have the flat 7, the 3, the 5, and then the 9 on the top. Yeah. E9 on position number 9. We have the D string, so that's going to be the 5, the 9, the 3, and then the flat 7. The 5, 9, 3, flat 7 from the E9 now. A9, position number 5. Flat 7, 3, 5, 9 on the top. Let's take a look at this. As the root and 5th in the bass, yeah. A9 on position number 8. Let's start with, we have the 9, the 5, the flat 7, and then the 3 on the top. E9 on position 6, which is another very these are all guitaristic shapes so far, I think, aren't they? We have the 3 of the E, and we have the 3, flat 7, 9, and 5. E9 on position number 6, we're going to just take that 5 and place it in the bass. That's okay, 5 in the bass. E9 on position number 9, so let's jump up there. We have the flat 7, the 5, the 9, and 3. Now we're going back to position number 5 with the 9 on the bass. We had flat 7, the 3, the 5. A9 on position number 8. We start with second finger. Let's take a look at this. With the 3 in the bass, the root, the 5 or the 9, and then the 5, the 3, the 9, 5, and the flat 7. Yeah. It's that same sort of minor 7, flat 5, and major third up, and that's how that works. That's how we find those. E9 on position number 10. So we have the flat or the 3, the 13, the 5, the flat 7 on the top. Again, inversions of minor 7, flat 5, found on the major third of the dominant 7 root note. Yeah, A9, let's take a look at position number 6. 5, 3, flat 7, 9 on the top. Good. A9 is position 6, root 3, flat 7, and 9 on the top. Yeah, that's just octave reducing things now. A9 on position number 9. So we have the flat 7, we have the 5, we have the 9, and then the 3 on the top. And E9 on position 7 with a 3 in the bass. No, the 9 in the bass, you're right. This flat 7, the 3, and then the 5 on the top. One more time up to position number 10, we have the flat 7, the 3, the 9, and 5 on top. The A9, again with the, I think this is again with the 9 in the bass, the 9, the 5, the 3, and the flat 7. Again with an A9 on position number 9, we have the 3 in the bass, the flat 7, the 5, and the 9 on top of it. So we're enjoying some string skippage here. E9 on position 7. So let's take a look at what's going on here. So we have the 5, the 9, which is interesting, you know, because typically we'd play E7 like that, but we're just moving the root and the 5th down to the 5th and the 9, and then we have the flat 7 and 6, or flat 7 and 3, right? So I'm thinking B minor 6. But that's not the case, unless you want it to be the case. Let's take another look at what's going on here. We're on position number 10, we have the flat 7, the 3, and then we have the 9, and then, the 5 and 9 on the top. And A9 again on position number 9, that's going to translate to the 3, the flat 7, and then the 9 and 5 on the top. Yeah, cool stuff there. E9, I don't think I skipped anything, so let's go ahead and just jump on through. Page 41, almost approaching middle of the page. We have the E9 again with the 5 in the bass, the 9, followed up by the 3 and the flat 7 on the top. So we have this really nice 2-string skip over the 2, right over the 2 middle strings. So how would we ever play Smoke on the Water here? You know, all right. A9 on position number 3, we've got the old 3, right? And then we have the flat 7. Then we have the 5, and then we have the 3, and then we have the 9 and the bass. Right? So we're not playing the bass note and the root note in the bass. We're using the 9 and the bass. Brilliant voicing. Position 7. So we're going to play the 3 in the bass, then we have the 5, flat 7, 9 on the top. And A9 once again on position 7. We have the 9, and then the 5, and then the flat 7, and then the 3 on the top. A9 again on position number 9. So let's take a look. We have the right away. We know we have the 3 on the top, and then we come down 2, 4, 3 frets to the 9, the flat 7, and then we place the 5 in the bass. With the 5, the flat 7, 9, and the 3 on the top. That really cool whole step relationship really sets a trigger there, doesn't it? A9 again, but this time we have the root note in the bass. Same voicing, but alternating between 5 in the bass and root in the bass. Let's take a look at E9 on position number 7. So we have the 5, the 3, the 9, and the flat 7 in the bass. A9, this is a very cool looking chord shape right here. We have the 5, so we're on position number 7. Then we have the 9 on the top, the flat 7, 9, flat 7, 5, and then the 6 or the 9 in the bass. E9. So we're looking at position number 7. We have the 3 again. We have the 5, the flat 7, and the 9. Again, minor 7, flat 5s. Built from the 3rd is what it's all about here. A9, let's take a look at fret number 9. We have the 3 in the bass, then we have the flat 7, 9, 5 on the top. Yeah. E9 from position number 7, we have the 5 in the bass, then we are jumping up to, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have the 5 in the bass, the 11, so there's the 9, then the 3, and then the flat 7 on the top of it. Then we have, of course, the root version, the root variation. Instead of having the 5 in the bass, we're using the root in the bass. A9, let's take a look at what's going on position number 7 with A9. We're starting with the 3, the 5, the 9, and then the flat 7 on the top. So we have this dense little cluster in the bass region. And then we have a slight leap, a minor 6 up from there to the flatted 7. E9 is also on fret number 5, kind of a great little voicing here with that density in the bass region, and then that small leap up to the 9 and the melody. Position number 11 is pretty similar. We're exploring these closely, densely packed harmonies in the bass region of each voicing. And we're jumping a major 6 up to the next tone in this grouping on position number 11, which we have the 3 and the 9 and then the flat 7. And then if I can tweak my 3rd finger enough to grab that 5, we're in business. All right, so another one is having the E9 with the flat 7, the 9, the 5, and then the 3 on the top. Good. A9, position number 2. We have the 3, the 5, the 9, and then the 3, the 5, the 9, and flat 7 on the top. We could use the 3 again. problems. And just working on talking myself into playing in tune here. Good. Let's take a look at position number 5 again. We have the 7, fret 7. We have the 5th, the flat 7, the 3, and then the 9 on the top. Ninth position, we've got a really nice flat 7. We have the 9, and then the 5, and then the 3 on the top. Tonicizing the root notes. Moving right along, we're on position number 6, E9. So that's a 6 right here. We have the 3, the 9, the flat 7, and then the 5 on the top. That's correct. And position number 5, A9, we've got starting to open up these shapes here a little bit. So we have we're playing the 9 on the bass, and then the flat 7, and then the 5 and the 3 on the top. Now A9 on position number 5 again, we're starting to look at the 9 in the bass, but then the flat 7 moves up to the 5 instead. We're just shifting things around a little bit. Just being aware that there are some things happening here that might impact our decision making related to melody. Or internal workings even, right? So here's the A9 again, this time on position 4, we have 3, flat 7, and then we could use the 9 there. We have the 5, and of course the 9 on the top, which doesn't really need to be duplicated. Let's take a look at 7th position for A9. We have the 5, the 9, the flat 7, and the 3. And position number 10, we're on position number 10. We've got the actual flat 7, the 3, skipping the G string up to the 9 and the 5 on the top. E9 on position number 9, so we have the 9 on the bass, the 5, the 3. We could use all 4 of the middle strings and the flat 7 on the top. A9, so we have the 9th position, so we have the 3 in the bass, the 9, and then we're jumping to the flat 7, and then the high, what is that? So we have the 3, the 9, the flat 7, the 5. Interesting patterns here. Nope. E9 again on position number 4. Let's take a quick look at what's going on here. We have the 3, the 9 and the right here, and then we're jumping up to the flat 7 and then 3 on the top, and then we're placing the 5 in the bass. Yes, correct. A9 on flat 7, then we have the flat 3, or the flat 7, the 3, the 5, and the 9 on the top. Nice little spread here. E9, let's take a look. It doesn't stop spreading. We're going to get a little further out here. So we have the 5 and then the 3 and then the 9 and then the flat 7 on the top. So we have that beautiful voicing. And then position 6 still, we have the 3 in the bass, the 5, the root, the 9 and the flat 7 on the top. Good. E9 again on position 5. So we're looking at basically the 9 on the bass. We have the 5, we're jumping up to the 3 and then the flat 7 and then the root on the top. And we'll go ahead and tonicize that so we know that we're playing E in the bass, even though there's a 9 knocking at that door. Good. A9, position 9, which is the 3 and then the root and then the flat 7 and the 9 on the top. All right. So 3, root, flat 7, 9. Could do 5 up top if you want. Good. A9, fret 5. We have flat 7, 3, flat 7 again, doubling the flat 7, the 9 on the top. Doubling the flat, you know, never really hurt anybody, I don't believe. I don't know, maybe it, you know, in some kind of arrangement form and analysis class, maybe it docked somebody a point or two or something at some point. So maybe it injured somebody somewhere. Position number 2, we have the flat 7, the 9, the 3, and then the root note. Love the voicing. Can't get enough of that one for some reason. Just brilliance, you know. Then we're going to octave reduce that high A down to here. So we're using, you could throw that 13 up there for good measure if you want, but we have the root, flat 7, 9, and 3 to complete that line. Now let's move on to A9, getting to the bottom end of page 41. Position 6, we're looking at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So flat 7, 9, and then we're reaching back to the 3 root on the top. A in the root, 3, flat 7, 9. Oh, what is that? Root 3, flat 7, 9. Position 4, we have the root, the 9, flat 7, and the 3 on the top. So position 9, we have a similar shape, but everything's moved down one set of strings. So we have the root, 9, flat 7, and then the 3 on the top. E9, so let's take a look at position 9 again. We have the root, we have a 9, let's see, a flat 7, a 3, and then a root on the top. A9 on position number 4. So that's going to look like a root of flat 7, a 9, and a 5. Great voicing, tight voicing there. A9 on fret number 3, position 3. So we have starting with the 5, or the root note, and then the 9, the 5, and then the flat 7 on the top. Position number 10 on E9, let's take a look at root 3, flat 7, 9, and then, let's just do it like this. Root 3, flat 7, 9. E7, or E9 on position number 7, so we have the root 5, flat 7, 9. A9 on position number 7. What do we have here? We have a root, a 5, flat 7, and 9. One of my favorites, you know, great voicing. Position number 9, we have the 3, the root, and then the 9, and then the flat 7 on the top. All right, good. 9 on position, E9 on position number 9. So we have the 9, flat 7, the 3, and the flat 7 again. A9 on fret 5, so we're using the second finger on the same fret. We're basically double stopping the A or the E and A strings on the 9 and the 5, jumping back to the flat 7 and the 3, or yeah, the 3 on the top. Very nice voicing. Position number 9, we're looking at root, 3, again A9, 3 root note, and then we're jumping up to the 9 and flat 7, and then the root and 3 on top if you wanted to play a big fat 6-string chord. A9 on fret number 4. Let's take a look at C sharp. So that's the 3, the root, the 9, and then the flat 7 on the top. All right, E9 with finger thumb on fret number 12. Then we're using the root, then we have the 5, and then the root, and then the 1 is, this is interesting. So 1, 5, 1, 3, flat 7, 9 on the top. Yeah, great voicing. 7th fret, 7th position, so we're looking at flat 7, 3, 5, and then 9 on the top of it. Yeah. Let's go ahead and change pages. Let's just flip the pages. We're not quite finished yet. We're finishing up on page 42. So this is A9, position number 4. We have the root, the 5, the flat 7, the 9 on the top. Working a nice, really nice angle here. And again, on position number 7, we have an E9 with root, flat 7, 9, and 5 on the top. And then A9 on position number 7, we have the 9 on the bass, and then we have the rest of the A7 chord up top. So we have the 5, the flat 7, and 3. Position number 6, we're looking at, we have the 5, the root, the 3, the 9, and then the flat 7 on the top. That's a brilliant chord right there. It's one I would like to add, get more comfortable and just kind of add it into my vocabulary. It's a good one. Position 12. So this is kind of a new heights for us. So we have the root, the 5, the 3, and then we're coming down. So that, what is that? 13, 14, 15, 16th fret. So we have the 5, 3, 9, and flat 7. All on top of the root note E. Next one is position number 11. So we're looking at pretty much with the minor 7, flat 5, but then we leave that 4th finger open to jumping from 11. So we have the 3, the flat 7, the 9, the 5. So that's on fret number 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Runs up to grab that high E, or that 10th, or that high G sharp, right, which is the major third of that E chord. E9 on position number 9. So let's take a look. We have the 3, the 9, flat 7, and then the 5. Wonderful. So we have fret 9, flat 7, 5, 3, and then what is that up there? So let's take a look. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the 9 on the top. So we have the flat 7, the 5, the 3, and the 9 on the top. Really great sound for a nice, beautiful E chord. Very nice. 7th fret, let's take a look. We have the 9, the root, and then the 3 and the flat 7. Maybe the 5 on the top if you'd like that. One more on fret 7. We have the 5, the 3, the 9, and the flat 7. Simplify it a little bit. And then two more. We have the E9 on position number 7. So we have the 5, the 9, and then we're moving up to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have the 5, the 9, and then the 3, and then the flat 7. The final chord of this segment, part A-B, is this one, A9 on position number 7 with the 9 on the top. Then we move, so that's fret 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have the 3, the flat 7, the root, and then the 9 on the top. Yeah. And that about sums it up. If you'd like to get the book, you can do that by grabbing the book right here in the link in the card above or the link in the description. That's fantastic. I trust you've enjoyed your time here. And if you have, you can continue having some fun here with this video. And I wanted to wish you happy picking until we meet again. And that's about it for today. We'll see you next time.